In this video, I'm going to show you how we start with this screenshot of the state of Nevada, and then we'll make a 3D model out of it in Blender, like this. And then we'll get all the way to 3D printing that model on the Bamboo Lab A1 Mini. So I have this screenshot of the state of Nevada here, and I'm going to import this into Blender. So when you open up Blender, it looks like this. I'm going to just click on the background, and then I'm going to go to Select and click Select All. Now I'm going to press the Delete button on my keyboard. That deletes everything. Next, I'm going to go up to the upper right and click on Z to align the axes like so. And then I'm going to go to Add, and then go down to Image and a reference image. I'm going to navigate to my Nevada state image screenshot. I'm going to add this in. Now you see this has been brought into our workspace here. The next thing that we need to do is we need to start drawing the outline here. And how we do that is we will go to Add, and then we will go to Curve. We're going to use a Bezier, and you can see it added the Bezier in here right on the image. So now we are we got to make sure that we have the Bezier selected in the collection up here. We then go to Edit Mode. So on the upper left, click on Edit Mode. We're going to just select this whole Bezier and then press the Delete key, delete the vertices. We don't want that Bezier there. Now we're going to use the Curve Pen tool on the left, and we're going to click the different vertices of the state shape here. So we'll start down at the bottom, click here, do another click at this corner here, another click at this corner, and you don't really have to be perfectly on. In fact, I'll mess one up on purpose. So I'll put a point out here. Okay. Now, we're not going to click all the way along the Colorado River there. We'll actually use a draw tool there. Now we go to the select box on the upper left, and I'm going to zoom in. And to pan, I hold Shift and middle mouse. Then I'm going to use the select tool to select this Bezier point. And then I'm going to use the G key to move it. So I press G, and then I can move this point. And then I want to put it right here. So I click with the mouse and drop it there. Now I'm going to do the same thing for this first point here. I'm going to grab it, select it, and then press the G key to move it, place it here. Now you'll notice that the Bezier doesn't go exactly along the state line here. Let me align this point up by Lake Tahoe here. So what we'll do is we'll use the control points on the Bezier points. So I see my control point for this is over here. I select that control point, and then I press G, and I can move the Bezier how I want, like this. So I'm going to make it line up like so. And then I'm going to use the control point from this lower right Bezier. So I select the Bezier point, then select this control point, and I now have it pretty well aligned. I have the Bezier pretty well aligned with the state line. That's pretty much good enough. I'll go around and correct these other points really quick, pressing G to move, select, press G to move, up here, select, and then press G to move and click to place. Now we need to draw this Bezier along the Colorado River. So we'll use the draw tool here, and I'm going to draw just following along. So click and drag to draw. Follow along the Colorado River, getting close to my endpoints. So you can see this looks okay. It doesn't follow the
state boundary that well. So I'm going to press Control Z to delete that. I'm going to go up here and change the tolerance to 2 pixels. And now I will draw along the state line again, just like so. And this follows the Colorado River path a lot better. I go to the Select tool, and I can select individual points here, press G, and get them as close as I want to the state boundary. I can select the control points and move those to get things lined up as well as I want. Now we need to close this to make a closed path. So I'm going to turn off the background image so you can see. I'm going to select these 2 points that I want to close, and then I go up to control points at the top and then click make segment, and there. We've closed this segment. So we have one more to do higher up here, using shift middle mouse to navigate, to pan. So I'll select this point here, and then to select this other one, I'll hold shift and then select. So I've selected both of these points. I then go to control points and then make segment, and there, they're connected. So let's see how that looks with the image background. So it's a little wonky, so I'll use the control point, just kind of move it in like this. That's good enough. Okay, next step is we need to convert these Beziers to a mesh. So we'll go out to object mode, and then we'll go to object, convert, mesh, and click mesh. Now when we go back into edit mode, you'll see that there's a lot more points along here, and there are many, many more points along the Colorado River part of the state boundary. So I will select all of these points here. Looks like I've selected most of them. I'll select these couple down here. Now I will reduce the number of points that are along here because there's just too many points. We do that by going to the edge menu and then go to unsubdivide. And this reduces the number of points there. It makes it a lot easier to manage and clean up if necessary. So the next thing we will do, let's zoom out to see the whole outline. I'm going to press A, or we can actually just go to select all. That selects everything here. Then we go to, we want to turn this into a face. So we click on vertex and then new edge / face from vertices. So that filled in this internal area with one face. So I'll show you what this looks like. It's just a flat surface in the shape of Nevada. Now we can extrude this shape. So I will go to face select. I'll click the surface here. And then using middle mouse, I can rotate. We can then go to face and extrude faces, or you could press the E key. So look, you can extrude the shape of the state of Nevada out, just like this. And you'll notice that I have this locked to the Z direction only. If I press the Z key, we can extrude it in any direction we want, but I want it extruded out straight. So let's press the Z key here. And then we'll just click when we're at the desired thickness. That looks good there. So next step is to export this. So we'll go to File, Export. We'll export it as an STL for 3D printing. And I'll put this to my downloads folder. I'm going to export this STL. So now let's go to Bamboo Studio. I'm going to import that STL we just made. So do I want to scale in millimeters? You can hit yes or no. You'll just have to scale. So it looks like it's at a pretty good size right now. So let's slice this and send it off to print. So I'm going to just print this with the default Bamboo Lab settings for PETG on a Bamboo Lab A1 Mini. So I'll hit print plate and I'll print out of this white filament on my A1 Mini and send off the print. So you can download this file yourself at MakerWorld. My name there is the Gemba. I'll put a link to this page in the description below. If you want the Blender file so you can edit it yourself, you can go to the download STL CAD files and it's listed right here. So thank you for watching and we'll see you next time.